Travis Wayne Goodsell. Well, today was quite a surprise for me. I came back from my run and saw that the moon had a plane that flew over it that immediately came to mind Arnold Schwarzenegger's End of Days, where the beginning scene, the full moon is seen at the Vatican with a comet flying over it. I wasn't going to do any video on that, but I was reminded of the January 18th video of Falling Star, and I checked the Stellarium program and saw that the moon was next to a meteor shower. Couldn't resist, and that inspired me after I had been made aware of the Logan Temple. I still had not obtained the inverted pentagram from it, just couldn't find it, and today I searched and eventually found it, as other pictures of the Logan Temple are blurred out. What's up with that? What are you guys trying to hide? And so, yeah, the videos that I did corresponded with the sign in the heaven. And so, shall we go over the Joseph Smith translation of Revelation chapter 12, verse 1? What are you doing? No! No! Ah! 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 And there appeared a great sign in heaven, in the likeness of things on the earth. Ta-da! Isn't that special? Tender victuals of the Lord. So, yeah, Tonga got devastated. That's what I was worried about. And, well, so yeah, Poseidon did do a number on him. And of course you had the haters thinking that this was their opportunity to strike at me. I shut them down quick. Didn't even bother to listen to the video. They're quick to judge as Danites. But Holland was at BYU today, and I'm looking at the pictures on their website, and gee, they're not socially distancing, and it looks like everybody's conforming to the mask requirements. That one person blurred and in question, I don't see anything coloring the face, but I would hope they have a requirement. You can't come in unless you're masked, but still, you're also supposed to be socially distant. It's not over. It's still a pandemic. This is the worst ever in the world's history. But he's deceiving the Mormons at BYU, the students, when they're young and impressionable. Psychology does this evil trick of breaking people. It's you can see it in addiction recovery programs. They force you to break. And it's not bottom out. That's not being broken in. But it can trigger it getting broken. As I'm starting to smell my dinner, I'm going to have to try to keep this short. And by breaking somebody, they are totally helpless, and they give all control to you as the caregiver, even though they, as the caregiver, said, oh no, give up to God, it's out of your control, let God and let go. Yeah, well, there is no God, so you can't let God. He doesn't exist, so it's the person who's having you let go. So if it's your therapist or your caregiver or leaders of religion, they're the ones who they want you not to obey. And so, yep, there he is, Holland. The first lesson he gives is obedience, obey, keep the commandments. And so when you don't, you need to forgive other people. What? Wait a minute. Forgive them for what? Did they make restitution for what they did to us if we need to forgive them for something they harmed us with? See, again, he's not holding people accountable for their actions. He's saying, no, you obey, and if you don't obey, you need to forgive. For the relief and peace it brings us. This is just, he's missing a lot of steps. He's putting them in the wrong order. And he's getting them wrong. Dear God, who put him in charge? Oh, it was God, Travis. He's a prophet of God, Lucifer. And then third, be still. Know that I am God. Shut up. I'm God. See, because who are you obeying? Keep the commandments. What commandments? There's only one. Love. So what is he saying? Keep the commandments. Obey. There is a loving reason to obey gospel laws. Yeah, it's called love. Love is the only obedience in the gospel. That's it. That's all. Everything based on that. Don't put your hand in that fire, kid. You're going to burn it. That's based on love. You don't want the person to get hurt. But you must obey me. My house, my rules. No. Now you've crossed a line into Lucifer's territory, where you become the authoritarian, taking away agency. And so the church, they're referring to the temple covenants and laws and of obedience to the church over the American government. Lucifer, inverted pentagrams, there for a reason, guys. Lucifer, his plan. And so forgive others? No. They have to restore the damage. They have to show they're sorry. They need to come begging to you for forgiveness. You know, he's talking about tragedy in our lives. We have to forgive the drunk who just murdered your daughter. No, we don't. That's not scriptural. They have to repair the damage, and for murder, it can't be done. That's why his life needs to be taken. So, yeah, one last thing. Coronavirus numbers are not up yet. I just checked right before this video. They're not up yet. They purposely stopped reporting over the weekend, hoping to get people away from paying attention to the horrifying numbers of cases, so that it can all be lumped together and people are confused. Oh, that looks high. Oh, well, the weekend, okay. And it allowed them to cover up numbers in the elderly. If you were to do the math, no, wait a minute, there's more than what they're saying is. But yeah, for them to have a long weekend even, and be this late at night reporting since the last Friday, yeah, something's wrong. We're going to have a big shocking news break once it breaks. But I told you guys, the doctors told you, you don't listen, you follow the prophet, he leads you to your death, because it's the Luciferian doctrine. It's on the pentagram of the temple. He's a murderer because you obey him. You went to church on Sunday. I do the Sunday school lessons so you don't have to go to church. Plus I correct the information.